So, what if I told you that your most deeply held beliefs, the ones that really make you, you, might not be a conscious choice at all? Today on The Explainer, we're diving into the book Ideological Brain to look at some pretty startling neuroscience. We're going to ask the big question, are you really in control of what you believe, or is your own biology pulling the strings?
To get to the bottom of this, we're not going to start with some dry lecture. Nope, we're going to start with a game. It's a really simple experiment that's going to pull back the curtain on how your mind actually works.
Okay, so this isn't just any old game. It's actually a version of the Wisconsin card sorting test. It's kind of a classic in psychology, famous for revealing our hidden mental habits.
All right, picture this. You're looking at a screen. There's a card at the bottom with a red triangle on it, and above it, 4 other cards. Your job is super simple. Just match the card. And the first rule you're given is to sort by color. Easy enough, right?
And you get it right away. You drag the red triangle to the red card, and you hear this nice, pleasant little jingle. You're right. So you keep going, matching color after color, feeling pretty good. Your brain is just on autopilot.
But then, all of a sudden, the rules change. You do the exact same thing, you make the same color match you've been making this whole time, but this time, you get this awful, angry beep. You're wrong.
So right there, in that moment of confusion, your brain has a choice. What do? Do you adapt and start looking for a new rule, or do you kind of stick with the old one, just hoping it'll start working again? Think about it. What's your gut reaction? That split-second decision you just made, well, it's way more revealing than you might think. In that one little choice, your brain just laid its cards on the table. It showed its default setting for how it deals with a world that's always changing.
So what did you do? Did you immediately start thinking, okay, maybe it's not color anymore, let's try sorting by shape or by number? Or did you just keep trying color, thinking that angry beat must have been a fluke? Your answer points to something really fundamental about your personality, your cognitive style.
Now, this has nothing to do with being smart or dumb. It's all about how you navigate the world. Are you like a mental explorer, always updating your map when you get new info? Or are you more a creature of habit, sticking to those old familiar routes, even when they just don't work anymore?
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Because, this isn't really about a card game. This simple little test shows a fundamental pattern in how we think. And that pattern, it has huge implications for how we form our beliefs and even our big, capital I ideologies.
Take a quick look at this image. What do you see first? A duck? A rabbit? Now, whatever you saw, try to see the other one. Can you make that mental switch? Most of us can. It's a kind of fun little brain teaser. But for some people, it's a real struggle to let go of that first impression and see things from a different angle.
The philosopher Wittgenstein, he put it perfectly. I see that it is not changed, and yet I see it differently. The world out there is the world out there. But how we see it, well, that's an interpretation. And our ability or inability to see it from different angles is really at the heart of so many of our ideological divides.
The book we're talking about uses this really cool ancient Greek word to describe ideologies, pharmakon. And what it means is something that is both a cure and a poison at the same time. On the one hand, ideologies can be a cure, right? They give us a sense of community, of purpose. But they can also be a poison, trapping us in these echo chambers and making it almost impossible to see the world from anyone else's point of view.
So, what makes you the way you are? Is it all just your experiences? Or is there something deeper going on? Maybe something that's written into your very DNA?
Well, let's meet the puppet master of your brain, dopamine. This tiny little chemical is the engine behind pretty much every decision you make. It's that little voice in your head that whispers, hey, that was good, do it again. Or, no, that was a mistake, let's try something else. It is the absolute secret to how we learn, how we adapt, and how we grow.
And the answer, according to some really cutting-edge research, is a pretty shocking yes. Well, at least partly.
It actually turns out that a variation in a single gene, it's called the COMT gene, plays a huge role in what your cognitive style is like. So if you have what's called the MET version of this gene, you're likely to have higher levels of dopamine just hanging around in your brain, which makes you more flexible, more open to new things. But if you have the VAL version, well, you're probably more of a creature of habit.
But here's the really important part, the good news. Your genes are not your destiny.
Your life experiences can literally change how your genes are expressed. It's this incredible field called epigenetics, and what it means is that you still have the power to shape your own mind. It's not all predetermined.
So what does this all mean for you, just living your everyday life? Well, it turns out you're actually in the middle of a big experiment right now, an experiment that's been going on since the day you were born.
Think about it. From how you dress, to how you talk, to how you think about big, important issues, you are constantly navigating this complex web of rules and expectations. Some rules are obvious, like traffic laws, but a lot of them are unspoken, like the pressure to conform to a certain political party or a religious belief. And here's the thing about systems. They love predictability. They need you to follow the rules so everything can run smoothly. And when you step out of line, well, you become an inconvenience, a kind of glitch in the matrix. But you always have a choice. You can choose to question the rules. You can challenge the status quo. You can decide to think for yourself. And that right there, that is where true freedom really begins. So, the next time you hear that metaphorical beep, that little nagging feeling in your gut that something isn't quite right, that the old rule isn't working, what are you going to do? Will you stick to the script you've been given, or will you decide to write your own? The choice, as always, is yours.